What's up, people? I am back. It's been a while, but I am coming to you with lots and lots of changes, lots of life updates. That'll be for a different video. This one, I am doing what I did not think that I would be doing for a very long time, which is curly hair de-influencing. And let me explain. I have been going through a phase where I still love my curly hair, but I'm really intrigued by like natural straight hair. And so I've been researching different styles to be able to, I don't know, just try it out without harming my curls, because I do still want to maintain my curly hair pattern. And so far, so good. I want to be able to share with you all what I've learned over the course of time with my curly hair journey. It's looked very different in different stages. Sometimes I'm very lazy with my hair, and so wash and go styles, I have perfected them. I got it down to a science where I will be able to get done with the full wash and go probably within an hour and a half, and that's including like deep conditioning under the dryer. That's making sure that I'm detangling, I'm adding all of my products, which if you're not familiar with what products that I typically use in the order that I use them, please check out previous videos. Those still were my norm, were my process and routine. I pretty much wanted to just try something different. And so I learned a lot about my hair, and I was seeing breakage, and my hair was growing, but I noticed a lot of, I don't know, towards the end, like my hair would break off and I really wasn't understanding why. And as a curly girl, I'm sure I'm not the only one who has experienced this. It's kind of like when you let your hair, do its own thing, constantly trying to moisturize it, but breakage is almost inevitable if you are not being consistent and making sure you're using the right products. So what I will be doing over the next few weeks is to share which products that have helped me, which products that I noticed weren't that helpful, maybe had an expensive price tag and wasn't really helping at all, and then being able to go back and just say like how I've kind of tweaked my routine based on what I've learned. So what I will say is I got really comfortable with making mistakes. And yes, after years and years and years of being a curly girl, I still was making mistakes. And even the advice that I was giving, it was true and working for me, and I would, give that advice to others. I had been there, experienced what they had experienced, but honestly, there were still things that I wasn't doing like to the best of my ability. So for instance, moisturizing, how I was shampooing, I made a lot of mistakes when it came to just, I got really scared after years ago. I had over moisturized my hair. I had breakage and like lost hair because the strands, the hair follicles were not strong enough. Like I wasn't pouring in enough protein. So then I did a deep dive for a low porosity, which now I think I'm closer to mid regular porosity, but for a low porosity girly to implement like protein into my hair routine, you can't add too much, otherwise you for sure will cause breakage. And so I got to the point where I was afraid of like over moisturizing my hair, which meant I had moisturizing shampoos, but I wasn't using them regularly. Like I would opt to use the clarifying shampoos, which essentially they do what they're supposed to do. They strip your hair of, everything, including some of the natural moistures that you need. And even though I was deep conditioning every single time that I was washing my hair, because I wash my hair weekly, even though I was deep conditioning every time, I still wasn't replenishing enough of that moisture back to my hair strands, which I think was contributing to the fact that I had breakage. So only just recently, I would say in the past 2 months or so, I've been dual washing. Like I haven't washed my hair twice in a very long time. Like I want to say over nearly 20 years, just because I wash my hair so frequently. If I wash my hair every week, like why do I need to wash my hair twice? Well, I learned that I needed to use the clarifying shampoo. That was still true, and it helped to like put back in some of the ingredients that the products we're using were like implementing nutrients that my hair follicles needed. But I also was following up with that hydrating shampoo. And so some of my favorites currently, you're gonna laugh, especially if you see my last video, but it's actually been the Sacred line. And I have to, I stuck my foot in my mouth. I can admit that. I'll do another review of the Sacred line, because what you need to do is consistently use the product and you'll see the results. And so I gave a very honest review, but it was only after using the product one time, which if you remember what I said, if you don't, go back and rewatch the video, I didn't have very favorable opinions or feedback on the products. And I kind of broke down why. But essentially, I went back and I tried it again, especially after talking to some of my friends who had really great success. And other people noticed how their hair was managing. And I was like, okay, I'll give it a try because I still had the products. I didn't use it up. So I went back and used it, and now I kind of love it. Don't judge me. I'm not hypocritical. It's just that you need to give your hair a chance to really respond to these new products that you're trying. Don't just give up on it because it's not working for you after the first or second try. Lesson learned. Second thing that I learned, which this is not for everybody, and I absolutely know my stylist. She would probably pop my hand if I were to say this out loud in front of her. But I will cut my own hair. Like, I'm good for it. And she knows this. But it really comes from being naturally curly and shaping my hair. I've cut my bangs before. I've cut them too short before, which I have videos to show how short my hair was. And I've just cut them and they weren't necessarily even. There's like different lengths in different areas of my hair. But as a curly girl, when I have a wash and go, like, it looked perfectly fine. The only time you really notice is if I was getting my hair straightened. So blow dry, straighten, like, you got different lengths in different areas of your hair. Heaven, what you doing? Oh, see what had happened was I had cut my hair, because in a curly state, in a dry curly state, that's fine. That's like typical. And I won't call it typical, but it's like, it's fine to do because you can't really see the hiccups. You can't see the mess ups. But when your hair is straightened, it's very noticeable. And so now I'm a natural straight hair girly for the time being. And you can tell. And so now I have to wait until my hair grows out all one length. I still get my hair professionally trimmed, like for, getting my ends clipped. But I'm still good for cutting my hair. Like, I literally, for this roller set, I did some face framing bangs. My hair was dry. It was wavy at the time, so not completely straight. But I'm good for cutting my hair. My logic is the hair will grow back. And only if you are secure enough in that space should you cut your own hair. Otherwise, I would leave it to the pros. Me, myself, I rather mess up my own hair than anyone else mess up my own hair. And that's just because, like, who you gonna be mad at? Yourself? Like, that's how I think about it. That's how I think about it. I don't think that's right or anything, but, I think that especially if you don't take too much off, like, don't get scissor happy. I'm quick to pick up scissors, but, like, I don't cut that much off my hair. Like, you only trim a little bit to get your achieved look. And then you got to know when to stop. That's the thing, because otherwise you'd be out here real bad. And you can't say that I told you to do it. I'm not a hairstylist. I'm not licensed. Like, I didn't give you that advice. What I said was, if you're comfortable making mistakes, then you should cut your own hair. The last of my adventures has been this natural straight hair era that we are in. And I'm a fan. I must say, I'm a fan. Now, this is probably day 3-ish roller set. It started out from a wet, clean, deep conditioned, moisturized roller set or wash, and then I rolled it with, the traditional old school rollers. The magnetic rollers is what they call them, if you can get them off Amazon. And then sat under the dryer. My hair just takes so long to dry. And so one thing that I noticed about this natural hair era or straight hair era is that I need to find a way to cut back some of that time under the dryer, because just this past time I did not sit under the dryer long enough, primarily because my mini was like begging me to come from under the dryer. She said, all done, like turn my dryer off and everything. And I still had some areas were wet in my hair, and so I had to use my rolling like brush, my blow dryer, to be able to like smooth those areas. But we've got to find like a middle ground, because as a mom, very busy lifestyle, it's soon to be 3 kids, I'm not gonna have time to spend 2 hours under the dryer unless I'm waking up super early or I'm like staying up super late. And that's not gonna be conducive with a newborn in the house. So stay tuned for how I figure that out, because I do like this look, but how can I achieve it without spending so much time in the bathroom and under the dryer? Stay tuned. That's gonna be my mission in the next, I don't know how long baby has. 6 weeks. I have 6 weeks to figure this out. Hopefully. The purpose of the straight hair era, though, I'm really trying to increase my length retention, identify the areas of my hair that has the most breakage, and I think with it being straighter, it gives me, and it's colder months too right now, so it's like it's fun to wear your hair straight. Like typically I would get like silk presses in the wintertime because the humidity in the summer would just take me out, but it's more fun to try out these hairstyles now so that if I can perfect them before the baby comes, that's great. And then I have a little bit more versatility in the summer. What I haven't shared as much and what I will begin to share more often are my opportunities where I get a chance to model and act. And so part of that is showing up with different looks. So I'm traditionally a curly talent, and that is what my comp cards, my digital assets, like my photos, show me in curly hair. But like I want to switch it up. Like I want to wear the seamless tape ins, and I want to wear extensions, and I want to wear my hair straighter for some of those opportunities and those gigs. And so I need to be able to perfect, like, what can this style look like? What can I do with my hair so that I'm just showing a little versatility for characters. And being a natural curly girl is great for switching up the hairstyles. There's a lot of different hairstyles, but I just want to increase that versatility. So we'll see. It's so that I can reduce breakage. It's so that I can increase the length of retention, but then it's also to unlock some new characters, because I've got them in me. Trust. The moral of this story is be open to making mistakes and learning your hair, actively learning your hair. And that does not happen after just 1 or 2 or 3 tries of using a product. It really does take time. And so don't give up, because you want to look your very best. When you look good, you feel really good. And in order to be confident in doing that in this economy, so you're not spending a whole bunch of money in the hair salon, try out different styles on your own. I have friends and I have family too who have been trying out, doing their hair on their own, and they're okay and comfortable with making mistakes, and their hairstyles come out really good. So what are you waiting for? Like, you need somebody to just give you the extra nudge. Like, I'll be that person. Drop comments down below if there's a style that you've been dying to try. If I'm up to it, and if this carpal tunnel in my hands don't give me too much of a hard time, I'll try it, and so we can do it together. So if I mess up, you see that it's okay to make mistakes, because that's really what we're here for. This community is really to enhance your experience, your beauty, your opportunity to like unlock a new character. But I'm here to do it with you. So don't sweat the small things, as they say. I hope you come back, follow along with the journey, and if there's anything in particular that you want to know more about, whether it's about my life and the updates, my progress with the natural hair straight era, or any tips for just keeping your hair healthy, drop them below. I'll be sure to answer and respond. Otherwise, stay tuned. She's back.